Hello, this is Stargore. This video is a Twitch stream that was not edited, so it's gonna look like a Twitch stream. Welcome to my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus. The design direction of my vision of WoW Classic Plus is substantially different from that of retail WoW Circuit Shadowlands and the private servers Vanilla Plus Eternal WoW. This is partially because this aims to fix Vanilla WoW's many problems first, flesh it out and polish it second, and add new content third. This is part of a playlist of videos. Check this video's description for a link to the playlist. The document displays my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus, and the document's version number is 1.5.15. All versions of the document are based upon patch 1.12.2 of WoW. If you just want to know about the general design direction of my vision of Classic Plus before you otherwise look into this, then watch the introductory video in its playlist, or view the document yourself and look at the list of major features. The link to the document is in my channel's About page. That, I do not have a team of people, however, working with me to make an actual private server out of this. This is all pure design thus far, and it ain't done yet. These display changes made to the dire Maul North and West, which are actually the same instance, they're in the same, well, this is how it works. These changes made to dire Maul North and West do not concern what drops from those places, nor things such as NPC hit points, damage, or pathfinding, nor quest changes. Those are covered in different parts of this document that I'll be covering in different videos. However, it is still worth briefly mentioning that elite NPCs in general, I just remembered that it kind of does concern. It doesn't concern some quest changes. Some. Yeah, it doesn't cover in the different parts of this document that I'll be covering in different videos. However, it is still worth briefly mentioning that elite NPCs in general, and not just in dungeons, are going to hit a lot harder and have a lot more hit points, and they will be able to run up 180-degree slopes, so walls, to chase players around without evade bugging. It is also worth mentioning that almost every damaging and crowd-controlling AoE spell, item, and buff in the entire game that is available to players was nerfed to have a hard target cap a la Thunderclap, Whirlwind, and War Stomp of 6 targets per spellcast or tick. Furthermore, all elite mobs in the game were buffed so that movement speed slows have a lesser effect against them, by which I do not mean a lower duration or chance to resist to debuffs. I mean, I forget what the exact formula is, but 60% slow is going to be reduced to, what the fuck is it, 30%, 20%, 40%? I forget which. I forget the exact formula is, but it's written somewhere in its document. Anyway, because of these changes and other changes, you will not be able to successfully do any spell cleaving or melee cleaving, and unless you sorely outlevel the dungeon, you won't be able to AoE farm it either. You should expect to have to actually use Mark the Dungeon, and for the tank to actually use a shield at the end of Druid. I don't think people actually... Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no one's gonna outlevel this place. So, now then, on to the actual changes made to dire Maul North and West. Dire Maul North and West will be turned into level 58 to 60 10-man raids. Elder starters will know how to cast Rejuvenation because I wanted something in the Dire Maul West to drop the Rejuvenation book instead of it dropping in Encourage. More on that later. More on that in a different video. The Chandra faction will be more fleshed out. I don't think this actually goes in Dire Maul North / changes, but I'll leave it here for now. The Chandra faction will be more fleshed out as originally intended by Blizzard Entertainment, and have reputation rewards of some sort, probably like the Hydraxian Waterlords, and it'll be the Blackwing Lair faction, in the way that Hydraxian Waterlords are the Molten Core faction. One of their quests are a one-time quest with a repeatable version that lets you give them Elementium Ore, which will be BOP, for reputation. Turning in Dire Maul books and Librans will only get you up to friendly of them. If you want to get exalted, you gotta give them Elementium Ore. It places actual value upon Elementium Ore after the server's natural lifespan has passed. It helps to keep itself valuable. Upon King Gordok's death, if Shorach the Observer is still alive, all players, meaning do not count as extra players, that got hurt or debuffed by King Gordok or Shorach the Observer, healed someone that hurt King Gordok or Shorach the Observer, or buffed, that is casted during the fight, or cleansed, casted during the fight, someone that fought King Gordok or Shorach the Observer, or was hurt by King Gordok or Trilogy Observer will be granted the King buff by Trilogy Observer if they're in the instance at the time of King Gordok's death. If you're released and you're not back yet, it's not counted as being inside. Which will last, and the King buff will last until they leave the instance. The King buff will never be granted in any other way and under all circumstances. Under any other circumstances. The Tribute chest will grant the same amount of loot with 10 players as it does in Classic Not Plus, that is Vanilla Classic. Note that the greens in the chests were upgraded into blues. Gonna be upgraded into blues. But it'll grant less loot with less players. The amount of players is determined by how many people have the King buff when it is open. Soloing a tribute run will only people in the instance. Hold on. Gotta drink water. Yeah, it's determined by how many people that are actually in the instance have the King buff when it's open. Soloing a tribute what? Soloing a tributes run will only award one blue item to the player with no chance of obtaining the epic bow. See section 3 items about the epic bow. That'll be a different video. When you talk to Not Thimblejack with the Gordok Shackle Key while you are on the quest, free Not, you'll receive a dialogue option to free him instead of a turn-in option. Upon doing that dialogue option, 3 Gordok Warlocks and their Doomguard minions will spawn far away from him and converge from different places to Not Thimblejack with 3,000 threat upon him, aggroing any ogres that they run into along the way, which they shouldn't if he cleared a room beforehand. Should all aggroed mobs and all players in the dungeon, as well as Not Thimblejack, exit combat, and Not Thimblejack survives, then you may talk to him again to turn in the quest Free Not, after which you will receive the experience and reputation, or gold compensation for the experience, and be rewarded with Not Thimblejack's cash. Actually, if I recall correctly, there is no, no, there is a gold compensation if I remember right. It's just the repeatable version that has no, yeah. This also applies to the repeatable. Actually, now if I recall correctly, it is no repeatable version. I forgot. Yeah, this will prevent people from soloing the quest, at least if not taking an extremely long time to do it. That makes it not really feasible unless you're after a specific loot and can't find a group for it. And that's if you're even going to be able to do it. Gordok spirits will not be able to be attacked. As such, you will not be able to use them to train your weapon skills. You know the spirits that are around the room that King Gordok is in? Those guys. Lord Helduros, Veil of Death, formerly named Veil of Shadow, will be replaced with Math Cursed Tongues. He is not a necromancer. He is a dreadlord. He has spell magic, not death magic. Yeah, those are the changes I'm making so far to Direwall North and West. Thanks for watching.